Hey, morning, man. It is the morning routine, $1 Billion Blind Spots, Coach Sean Chalice. So people talk about what does the morning routine look like, where, how, when, why. Well, first of all, this is a hot tub, and on the other side is the pool where we did our morning swim for about probably 500,000 meters, something like that. Get into a little bit of a groove. It's about 5:45 in Belmar, Bahama Mar in the Bahamas. One of the last days we're going to be here, but just hanging. Beautiful view behind me. That is the dead middle of the hotel. That is the casino in the middle. And then on the left side is the east, and then on the right side is the west tower. And then all the way over there is where the SLS. On that side is the Rosewood. And what does all that mean? Hey, it's just your environment. How important is the environment that you're in, and how does your environment play into your daily routine? Does it change? Does it get better? Does it get worse? I've been, for years, anytime I travel to really cool places, I still wake up at 5:30 because my body is programmed to do that because I do it every day. And when I do it, instead of waking up the whole room and my kids and my wife, a lot of times I'll walk down to the hot tub and go hang out and go find a pool, go swim, and sometimes I'll go for a run depending on where I am, or like my wife right now is in the gym right now in the hotel, and part of the routine is go secure the chairs and the umbrellas, but I think it's critical is today's conversation is going to be about the environment. How critical is the environment? How does the environment change the way you look at things, your attitude, your approach, and your expectations in the environment you're in? So, one of the things that we do, because a lot of sales guys for EXP or real estate brokers, mortgage lenders, stuff like that, they work virtually. So one of the things that we do to create an environment so that we're in a working environment is we'll get on a Google Hangout, but now, or a Zoom, if you will, right? Everybody's accustomed to using Zooms now. And we'll get on a Zoom and we'll actually be calling our customers or calling people we want to do business with while we're on a Zoom listening to other people doing the same kind of calls. And what's funny is after doing those calls and after prospecting for business, if you will, or telemarketing for business, if you will, and lead generating, when you're using the same scripts and the same dialogues over and over again, you don't need to know what that other person is saying on the other end of the phone with your friend. You can actually tell just by his response patterns of what he's saying to somebody. But what's interesting is the environment of getting on that call every day. First of all, it sets an accountability. It creates a schedule. It creates an environment of almost like being in the office. The second thing that we've learned with doing that over the past 10 or 15 years with friends of mine like Michael Higdon, Paul Sau, Krill Ivanov, Michael Cruz, Abby Nadelberg, some of the guys like James Chu jumped on over the years, and Drew McKinsey and people, Gary Lau from U.S. Bank have jumped on with us. And what's interesting about it is when we get new blood on, is what we call it, or we have somebody watching us, or somebody that comes on for the first time and watches how we do those morning prospecting groups calls, what I call an accountability call every day. When they get on, we want to show off. We want to show how cool we are. So what happens is it actually raises our game by bringing new people into the environment and having them prospect with us. And we're on the phone, we're calling, and we're doing this, we're doing that. Most people will tell you to stand. Why would you stand up? Because your body language, man. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm moving around, I'm moving and grooving, right? So one of the things is that when we communicate with people, especially in our environment, is going to make a huge difference. So one of the things that we like to do is when we're calling people on a daily basis is stand up. By standing up, your body has a different tonality to it, has a different sound to it. The way I explain it to people all the time is, hey, if your kid was sick and they were laying at home on the couch and they called and you called them to check in, could you tell if they were really sick or were they just trying to skip hook and play hooky that day? Sure, you could tell. You could hear it in their voice. You could hear it in their mannerisms. You could hear it in the tone of their voice. People can hear you smile over the phone. I'm going to say that again. My coach told me that one time. He said, Get a mirror and put the mirror in front of you so that you can see yourself and see your smile over the phone. Because if you're not smiling over the phone, they can hear you and they can see you not smiling over the phone. You got to be smiling, man. So what are some of the other things about an environment when you're working, at least, is music, having music in the background. The other thing is that you want to be alive, excited, and full of energy. You want to get on the phone and you want to talk with somebody with energy, or you want to, that environment is going to inspire you. If it doesn't, change it. You know, for years, I still do it to this day, is many times in my home office, I'll switch the orientation of the desk, I'll move it around, I'll change it to face another direction. I may look out the window while I'm calling somebody, or I may not. Wireless headsets have made it really cool to be able to kind of walk around, pace, or whatever you're going to do. In some cases, I'll practice my golf swing. I have other friends of mine that walk on a treadmill when they're working. So, you know, environment can be critical to your success. It can also be damaging too. If you're in an environment where, you know, for years I actually helped manage, and I was a part owner in a small real estate office. And, you know, I was doing the coaching and the other person was going to teach the agents how to work with buyers, and I was going to teach the agents how to work with sellers. And every morning I would come in at 8 o'clock and I would do a training session from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. From 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, we would get on the phones. Well, you know, that little shift in our training and all that helped that company go from number 75 out of 180 companies to number 9 behind some of the biggest companies in the area. What was the thing that we did was we got into a morning routine. We got into a process, and we actually got people alive, excited, and full of energy about, and we created a self-esteem that they were going to be powerful and they were going to find some business that day. And we had school teachers that actually did they made $90,000 in 90 days. They made more money in 90 days than they made their entire school year. They were shocked. The problem was after in the first 30 days, they made 60 and went to the beach, you know, and disappeared for the summer. So, you know, it's all about environment. It's all about how you approach things. But I think the most critical is getting it set up for success. Enjoy it.